I'm Ellie from crystallinks.com. Today is Friday, May 31st, 2019, and I am here because I put on my MUFON t-shirt because today marks the 50th anniversary of the Mutual UFO Network. Most of us who go into UFO research, or we've had an abduction and we want to learn more, and this goes back, I go back all the way before there were books to read and an internet to explore. We joined MUFON because we could meet like-minded people. And so I followed the lead of other people that I met along the line, and I really enjoyed the time. It was, I'd say, 1989, in the spring of 1989. I joined in Manhattan. I met Bud Hopkins. I met some very, very interesting and seemingly sincere, not La La Land people, UFO researchers. That summer, I went to MUFON 1989 in Las Vegas, and that's kind of where I got this t-shirt. And I just kind of enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the experience. They're very dedicated. They're very real. And that they're here 50 years later is just speaks for all the wonderful people who have come through and still belong. You definitely could look up all the wonderful things on their website or on Wikipedia, but I found them, and I found some lifetime friends that I still speak to once in a while. Most of the people that I knew have, they've done their homework and their research. They have, like myself, maybe set up written books or set up websites or done things like that to dedicate it to the work that they have done. It all goes back to this feeling of aliens, and it's becoming big again. This whole thing about, are they here? How have they integrated into our lives? If they have they, are we their biogenetic experiment? How many races? I mean, I guess if you're watching this, you probably are interested in the UFO phenomenon. You've done a lot of homework, and it's all out there. It's all on the internet. There's nothing new. I mean, I just enjoy the journey because every time I step into it, all these synchronicities start to happen. And when synchronicities happen, you realize, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you just follow them along and you see where the clues take you. I am an abductee, going back to 1954 when I was 11 and was just a child, and was shown this was in the desert of Nevada, actually by Pyramid Lake, which I find very interesting because that's where they have Burning Man every year. And it was just a very, very interesting experience. It's also on my website that, you can read about. But once you connect, once you have this feeling of being taken or being part of something other than what's going on here in this reality, that you're part of some bigger picture, you just spend time, whatever time you have, trying to figure all the pieces of the puzzle out and how you belong. For me, I was taken, I was shown, I was guided, and I met what I call my spirit guide, Zoroaster, lovingly called Z. And it just opened door after door after door. I'd meet people who I'd never met before, who had also had whatever their experiences were. And they'd all look at me, and they'd look always on my left shoulder, and they'd always say, oh, there's Z, who was Zoroaster. And they'd say, there he is, he's there, he's watching you. And these are people who I never met before. There was no internet. They knew nothing about me or my experiences. So it just kind of rippled along. There are certain things that we do. When you get into metaphysics, generally you spend a little time researching the work of Edgar Cayce because he was awesome. And there's the ARE in Virginia Beach, if you ever have time and you want to explore what's there. And then if you're going into UFO stuff, I mean, there are a lot of groups and a lot of different things going on. Always as Ancient Aliens. That's like the biggest, right now. Everybody is going to their conferences or whatever. And it's just all about just knowing that there's something more out there, something beyond this. I've done enough homework research. I don't channel aliens or whatever. I am connected, if anything, to reptilians. I have pictures of me on my website morphing into a reptilian. Maybe I'll put that picture up because I'm going to do a text blog with this also. But I've had my share of UFO experiences. As far as being taken, I wasn't taken to, I was 11, so I hadn't even reached puberty. I was like 2 years away from puberty, so I wasn't taken because of any biogenetic experiment. I was taken and I was programmed. Okay, that's the long and the short of it. And whatever little bits and pieces I remember of that experience is what has fallen, it's what has happened in my life. It's what's fallen into place like a domino effect. I've done my research on aliens and UFOs. I have never been taken again. I did see a UFO come at me years ago. It was early in the morning, the sun was coming up, and this triangular ship just was coming towards my window, and I'm like, this can't be possible. It's going to crash right in. Jumped out of bed, ran for, in those years there were cameras. Remember cameras? But anyway, I ran for the camera. I saw it coming, and then it kind of like, when it came near my window, it kind of turned and veered and headed off towards Manhattan. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess it didn't like Brooklyn. But psychically, what I got from that, because when you have UFO and alien experiences, your psychic abilities open up. Your DNA is altered. There's no question about it. And my take was, it was a government ship. You know, it's hard for layman, and I guess maybe I'm a layman also, but it's hard to know if what you're seeing, and most of you have probably seen lights or something suspect somewhere out there, it's hard to know whose UFO is it. Is it from this planet? Is it from somewhere else, and where and what? I've heard so many stories. I've hypnotized abductees. I've blogged for 24 years on it. Researched out. I do not believe anybody is coming back again. I don't think I'm going to have another contact experience, although one never knows. But I do believe in certain things that this is all about. UFOs are real. Ask the government. I know you're looking at this backwards. Nothing I can do about that. But has the government covered it up? The question is obvious. Hasn't the government covered up everything? They have covered up UFOs, abductions, and the interplay of aliens and humans since probably long before World War II. It's supposed to have all begun in World War II, but no, the alien human connection, as far as I can see and I've been shown, goes back to the beginning of this simulation of this reality. So, I don't know, somewhere there's connections. I don't wrap my head around any of it. I believe that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I've had alien visitation while I was teaching classes. I've had all kinds of very interesting things. Lights in the sky mean nothing to me. Blinking lights, lights that appear to respond if you telepathically say, are you hearing me? You know, and you'll see a flash. Oh, no, come on, that's silly. That is silly and ridiculous. All I'm waiting for is a simple presentation for aliens to come down, no matter what they look like. And in my head, I've seen all different kinds. I've been shown different kinds. But to just come down and explain. Because we need the knowledge. I mean, we've gone through this whole simulation already, and obviously based on climate change and everything else, we are coming to an end. Like, come down and talk to us and tell us what's going on. Do you monitor? I believe they do. Did you create the human experience? Are you coming back? Are you taking us out? Are the myths ridiculous? I mean, it's knowledge. All I really want is knowledge. And the only way I'm going to get knowledge is if somebody just gets off a ship and speaks to us and explains to us what's going on out there. There are a lot of people I know who still don't believe that there is anything else out there, that we are all there is in this simulation. Anything is possible. Maybe we are all there is. And if we are all there is, then we should have been made smarter, more ability to use our innate abilities to teleport, okay, to use telepathy. I mean, it's like we're down here, and a lot of people have told me we're down here like in a prison, like, let's go, let's be free. I think they call that ascension. I don't know. I don't go with metaphysical terminology. I just know that we are, without question, in a simulation that's winding up. So I am hoping that in this winding up time, that if we have people out there, entities, let's call them entities out there, that are part of our experience, come on down, step up, and be part of what we're experiencing now. Don't influence us in some remote way from some distant UFO or galaxy or all these other stories. There's so much sci-fi out there. Just tell us, because I think we deserve to know, and I think we deserve to understand, what's really going on in that way. With the ancient aliens, I just want to add this. With ancient aliens, I know that the theory is aliens, tall ones, short ones, gray ones, whatever they look like, did come down here, and probably in another subroutine of this hologram, because we live in a simulation. In another subroutine of this simulation, they came down here and they lived on the planet, and whatever they did, and maybe they built cities, and maybe they were more evolved, and maybe they did a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, that's all well and good, but let's get into the information. I'm a person who likes to learn, and I like information. I don't like things that are cryptic. And that's why I really don't like predictions and prophecies. And it's like, just tell us like it is, I mean, don't just give us busy work. Humans have enough getting through the day, surviving in what I call, we're in burnout mode now. And all we really need is answers. So I always believe if there's any aliens out there, and I know people are saying, well, yes, I channel aliens and they've given answers and we're all going to live in love and light and we're all going to evolve and ascend. No, we're not. If that's what you're hearing and that's where you've plugged into the switchboard of the consciousness grids, no, that's not true. No, because to me, that makes absolutely no sense. I'm sorry, that may be your thinking, that we are evolving to another dimension or another reality or whatever. You believe what you need to believe, that's based on your programming. But I just want something tangible. I just want to know why I feel connected, and, bring it. That's all I'm saying. That's a good expression. Just bring it. So here we are. 50th anniversary of MUFON. I've been to some of their workshops, always good. I've met a lot of the people, always nice. I've enjoyed what they share online. I used to look at their website to see, oh, this is a sighting here and a sighting there. And okay, here we are, the same old you've always seen. These are aliens in the sky and all of this. And look at these ships and look at the flashing lights. But you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. It's like, tell us or delete. We can delete. So that's it. I know I'm getting silly, but in due respect to the organization called MUFON, I do want to thank you for all that you have brought to my life and to everybody out there who has grown because of the work that you do, and continue on till the end. And maybe, hopefully, by the end of whatever, you may see the end of this reality, you may see the end of time, you may see the end of anything you want. But hopefully then, I do believe we will have our answers. Prior to that, I don't think we will, and you know why? Because of religion, because of our conceptions of creation, but doesn't matter. Good luck, and thank you to all the MUFON people, and maybe you and I will meet again one day up there. Thank you for listening.